Hi everybody, I'm Michael Spudik. I teach physics, engineering, graphics, and I'm also a wrestling coach here at Battlefield High School. This is a quick little intro to my physics class to give parents an idea of what we're going to be doing in it, just especially for people that might not have been able to make the back to school night. All right, my main objective for physics is for our students, your kids, to be able to look in the outside world down the road and see the physics that's there. Maybe it's to help their job, maybe it's to help them do a task easier, maybe it's they're at a baseball game and they see a baseball fly through the air and for a split second they actually think about the physics involved. Whatever it is, that's my goal for this class. Yes, we will be doing math. There's a lot of math in here. However, the students want to learn very quickly that it's more about understanding the concepts. When it comes to the math part, I'm just going to say right away, I've never had students do poorly because they did not think they were very strong in math. Students will do well. We will have lots of practice. They will be required to use a calculator almost every single day. However, students will do well. All right, a couple things about our assignments. So our assignments, we have a few basic ones here. We have worksheets and labs. We have something what I call CFA, which are mini quizzes. We also have something that actually is not on it, that is an exit ticket, which I'm going to talk about in a second. We have Texas homework assignments, and I say homework lightly. And then we'll have our large tests and maybe a project or two near the end. With all the assignments, so the most important thing to understand is that if your student is working hard in class and doing what he or she should be doing in class, your student should not have homework. Okay? I give a lot of opportunity in class for your child to work, ask for help, talk to me, talk to their friends, and get assignments done. Now, that doesn't mean they should not be doing anything at home ever. I think anytime you say, let's say you do a worksheet, it's a good idea to try it again, especially before a test or quiz, or do some practice, exit tickets, stuff like that. But the idea, if you're talking to your child and you're like, hey, how come you're not doing anything? There's a good chance, hopefully, that your child is doing work in the classroom and is not having to bring stuff home. Due dates. It's important to understand for due dates how I will be grading. For assignments, there will be due dates on Canvas and there will be due dates on Texas assignments. But the idea is I usually will download all of my assignments and grades after the test. So if you've seen a few weeks where there's not new grades in there, it might be because we're working towards a test, and once a test is given, that's when I collect all the grades. Now, of course, students sometimes when they think, oh, it's not due until then, he's not collected until then, I don't have to do it until then, and that's not the case, right? So on Canvas, you will see due dates, and those are due dates saying, you know what, you've had enough time, this is the date where you should have it done. I will certainly still take it late. The real true idea of any worksheet, lab, and other assignments is to prepare them for the test. But those due dates are fairly accurate to give you an idea of what kind of pace they should be on. All right, again, and so, the other thing I do need to say is this. After I've downloaded, let's say certain grades, homework assignments, stuff like that, after I've downloaded it, grades will not automatically be updated to student view. So it is on the student, if an assignment is late, it's on that student after to still come and talk to me and say, Mr. Spudik, I've finished this old assignment, can you please update the grade? Okay, so there's certain assignments that, especially let's say the quarter is closing, you have an old assignment that you owe me, I'm going to take it late, however, just because a student goes to a website, finishes the assignment, and gets it done does not mean it'll be automatically updated in my grade book. They still have to reach out to me. Email is good, but it's much better in class. Email is a good way to say, hey, I'm letting you know, but still, just come talk to me in class, and that's usually when the grade is going to be updated. All right, how about a quick rundown of our worksheets and labs? Worksheets and labs are going to be done on Canvas. Those are Canvas assignments. Those are going to be things that students, again, everything should be done in class. And these are assignments that are going to be worth 5 points. Okay, They are low risk. They're not graded on accuracy. Students will scan the assignment and post it into Canvas, and I'll grade it through Canvas. They will not have a huge impact on your grade. It's more, well, as in when you get it done, it might not change in the grade book that much. It's more about the preparation for your test. Now I'll say worksheets. For every worksheet I assign that's going to be posted in Canvas, there is a video playlist on YouTube that will be embedded into that Canvas page, and that playlist will have a video for every single problem I do. So question number 1, you'll be able to, or your child will be able to click on question number 1, a video for it. Okay, so there are videos to show students how to do it. Now, I would much rather students come talk to me. I think I'm a nice guy. But those videos are available if you're working at home, or you're falling behind, or you're kind of confused, or whatever the reason is. Those are available to you. Okay, I take the late work. And the biggest thing though is worksheets especially. It's more about using those worksheets again and again. I tell students I don't overload them with work, but when I give you a worksheet, I expect that you do it more than once. The first time you do a worksheet, sometimes it's kind of, you're working with your friends, you're working with me, you're trying to understand it, but then you got to quiz yourself. And going back to those worksheets and going back and saying, okay, do I really know how to do that? You should be able to go back and kind of quiz yourself and do it a second time at least. Okay? All right. Next, exit tickets. Exit tickets are on Canvas. They're a newer thing that I started doing last year. And an exit ticket is usually a 1 or 2 question quiz. It's very short. Students can do it as many times as they want. And it's a really good way to say, all right, before I leave this class, do I understand what I should be understanding? How can I apply it? Can I take what Mr. Spudik taught me, and can I do a practice problem? It's graded on accuracy, but it's only worth 1 point. Students can actually retake it as many times as they want, and I will keep the highest score. Those are very, very good questions to prepare them for the test. Okay? Sometimes I might just be copying those questions into the test. So those are key questions. When I see sometimes students that are struggling on tests, I go back to see, hey, how are they doing on the exit tickets? And a lot of times students that are struggling on the test have not taken exit tickets. They're 1 question quizzes. Those are something students should be doing. So I urge your student to do that, and I urge you to check if your student's struggling, how are you doing, have you been doing the exit tickets? Now, after the test, they're only worth 1 point. So sometimes students think, well, I've already taken the test, I didn't do too well, let me go do some exit tickets to rise my grade. It doesn't work as well because they're only 1 point. So it's more about the preparation than it is about boosting your grade. All right, U-Texas homework assignments. With U-Texas homework assignments, it will, I say homework, but really it'll be an assignment that I give one assignment for every topic. So let's say a topic is 2 or 3 weeks. I'll give you 1 U-Texas assignment to do. Students will work on it in class. They usually don't have to do any of it at home. Again, I will have video solutions for it. A U-Texas homework assignment is a little different. That's graded on accuracy. Okay? They have to log in to the University of Texas website to do it. However, here's a few things about it. Even though it's graded on accuracy, every student, for every question, they get to try it once without penalty. If they tried it more times than that and kept getting it wrong, they would not be able to get a full 100%. However, and this is really important, when it comes to U-Texas assignments, I have their answers. So the students are expected to try it once. If they get it right, good. They don't have to come talk to me about it. The second, if they get it wrong, maybe it's, hey, you forgot to make this number negative. Maybe you made whatever mistake it is. You come talk to me if you get the question wrong once before you put the answer in a second time. The intent for these assignments is that these grades should be 100% for everybody. They're actually worth 20 points. And so they're worth a lot of points, but the intent is that every student should be getting 100 because they're trying it 1 free try, and if they get it wrong, their next time they get an answer, they check with me. Or if they're confused, they check with me. Okay, so again, check with me. All right, again, you can have, and I skipped ahead for it. Once the due date is passed, the due dates are very important. The due dates will always be pretty much the night before the test. What that really means is they should be getting it done in class. Now, yes, I will always take the UText assignments late. After they're late, though, I won't be checking answers as much for that student, okay? Because, again, these are supposed to prepare them for the test. It should not be something, and again, they will have to do it, but it's more about preparing for the test, and they're going to be spinning their wheels. Now, I will say this. There are a lot of students, or the students that possibly struggle near the end, are usually not doing their UTextus on time. I give them lots of time in class to do it, but it happens to be the students that might be struggling are going to be the students near the end of the quarter that owe me UTextus assignments. They want to do their UTextus assignments as soon as they're given and work on them in class and talk to me about them. Okay, tests. We will have obviously tests in here. Tests, every student will be able to do it once on time. After that, there will be a retake. The retakes for tests in the physics department for Battlefield, the retake policy is this. It'll be a retake, okay? We will average the 2 scores. Students will be able to, on their retake, work with others or work with me. So in some ways, you can consider the retakes for the test a test correction. Okay, so that is slightly different. Now, if there are different accommodations and you'd rather have your student do a full retake, we can talk about that, and obviously there's individual cases, but most people prefer doing it with or following my policy because they'll get to do corrections and we'll average the first score should be a 100 and average that score up, so the grades will be going up. All right. If your student is unsure about their grade or is struggling, what can you do to raise your grade? For one, as a parent, ask to see how their UTextus grades are doing, because that's something, because a lot of times, if their grades are low, a lot of times they have not handed in UTextus assignments. Okay? 2, check and the student can say, hey, is there any CFA that I can retake? I must have skipped my CFAs here, but with the CFAs, those are going to be bigger one question quizzes in class, and those are ones that you can retake once as well. Okay, so students can say, are there any CFAs that I can retake? You get to retake it once. CFAs are quizzes that is okay, by now you should be able to do this. Usually it's 2 days or 2 classes after I've lectured on something, and students have had plenty of time to practice. Those are things that are going to be done in class, these CFAs. All right. So again, if your student's grade is not doing well, check about UTextus grades, check about CFA grades, okay, because those are going to have the biggest impact on your child's quarter and yearly grade. And then finally, of course, contact me, talk to me, okay, and I'm happy to help you with that. All right, if a student is struggling with understanding the concept, a few things. Is the student completing worksheets on time? Okay, is that student using the time when they're in class? Are they right away, once I give a worksheet and assignment, are they right away working on it, talking to others, talking to me, asking for help? Okay, if they're not, that's usually when there's a bit of a disconnect. If they're not sure, are they watching video solutions on how to do something? If they're getting stuck, are they using my YouTube videos? Of course, I'd much rather them talk to me. But if they're afraid to talk to me, or they're out and at home doing something, are they watching the videos? Because those videos can be very helpful. Okay? Is a student asking for help in class? That's key. Okay? I worry about the quiet people. So please, have your child, and I understand, students can be shy. But just a quick reach out, hey, or see me after school, but reaching out and ask for help. And again, contact me. Okay, the last thing again I'll say is we should be doing a lot of stuff in class. Most of your work should be done here. There should not be assignments. And if you're falling behind or if somebody's been absent, then sure, there'll be some homework. However, most assignments can get done in class. Okay, that's about it. We're going to do some labs outside. We're going to do some projects. But thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.